Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Nikki Eat World. This week we're in Bhutan, and I went a little overboard because everything sounded really good. I'm making a Khewa Datshi, which is a potato soup. I'm making Momos, which are like a little dumpling, and I'm making Bhutanese red rice to go with the soup. So if you watched my Instagram stories a while ago, I was at Jungle Jim's getting peppers, and that's what these are for. So I only got 4 peppers, even though each of these recipes calls for like 4 to 5 each recipe, but my husband has a baby mouth and I just want him to be able to eat it. So I got some red Thai chili peppers in here. Here, I'll show you the filling. So it's got some, I went with ground turkey. It's so hard to find just ground pork, so I couldn't find that. Got some onions, some salt, some ginger. I went to put cilantro in there, and then my cilantro was bad, so I'm about to run to the store and get cilantro. And I was going to make my own dumpling wrappers. I don't feel like it, so I'm going to go buy some dumpling wrappers and some cilantro. And this stuff is going to sit in the fridge and get the flavors marinating until it's time to make the dumplings. Okay, so the filling for the momos has been kind of flavor melding for a while now, so I'm going to go ahead and start filling my dumplings. So I went to the store. They didn't have dumpling wrappers. They just had wonton wrappers. The main difference is the shape. Wonton wrappers are square. Dumplings are circles. And the thickness. Wonton wrappers are a little bit thinner than dumpling wrappers. So to make them a little bit more the same, I'm at least going to cut them so that they match. And let's see, how many are in here? There are not quite enough to do what I want to do, but I'm going to try to I'll just do one. So like this is like the typical thickness of a dumpling wrapper, about like 2 of these together. But wonton wrappers are pretty thin. So this is just what we've got to work with, so that's what we're going to do. So you just put like a little bit of the filling in the middle. Use your finger. Put water on half of it, and then you just kind of pinch and pleat. Okay, so this one is not beautiful, but it's kind of what they're going to look like. So I'm going to go ahead and just do all of these. This might take me a while, so I'll get back to you when I'm ready to steam them. Okay, so I finished folding the dumplings. So my steamer is not very large. You can see it right here. So I'm only going to be able to cook a couple of them in there. And then I'm going to cook the rest the way that Joyce, my foreign exchange sister, showed me how to cook them. So I'm going to do that for the rest of them, but I'm just going to do some in the steaming way so we can try them traditionally. So I've got some water in the steamer. I'm going to take these out. They're so pretty! I'm going to just kind of put as many as I can in here. So I've just kind of like oiled this a bit so that they don't Wait, too bad. Okay. Well, I don't know, like a third of them maybe. Fit in there. Turn that cook and let those steam. And then over here, I'm starting on my rice. So I've got my butter going. It's gonna get all foamy. And then I'm gonna add 1/4 cup of onions and let them cook on low. Okay. So this is what's gonna happen. I've got that all melted. I'm cooking the onions on low heat so that they don't burn, just until they're a little bit transparent. Then I'm going to add the rice and stir it, cook that for 1 to 2 minutes. And then I'm going to add the stock, the thyme sprigs, and the bay leaf. And I'm just going to cover it and let it simmer for about 20 minutes. So that's what I'm going to do here. Okay, so over here, the dumplings are looking pretty good. Forgot my lamp. Y'all, I don't know about this soup. So basically, in here, it said to put 3 potatoes thinly sliced, onions thinly sliced, but I had already minced a bunch of them, so I just did that. Some garlic and some chilies thinly sliced. And then it says to add 2 cups of water and some amount of oil. It doesn't say how much oil exactly. But 2 cups of water doesn't seem like enough. Like it doesn't cover everything. Which I guess I don't know what I'm doing, guys. I'm gonna add another cup of water. There's like also not really pictures of what it's supposed to look like on the recipe. So that looks a little better. It's like a little more covered. So I'm just gonna use this. I'm gonna push everything down in the water. Okay. All right, well, this is interesting. It looks like this. I'm going to put it, oh, I was supposed to, oh shoot, this could be really spicy. I wasn't supposed to put the chilies in until later. So we'll see. So I'm gonna put this on medium heat and just kind of cook it for like 10 minutes, and then I add slices of American cheese, which is interesting, but that's what the recipe says. I'll let you know how it is. And then I'm gonna work on the sauce for the dumplings. Okay, so this chutney sauce for these dumplings is super weird, but I'm doing it. So it says to cut an X in the bottom of the tomatoes. And then you're boiling water and dumping the tomatoes in there once the water's boiled, and adding half of the amount of dried chili peppers that you're going to use. Then you're going to toast the other half of the dried chili peppers, and then you're going to put the toasted chili peppers, the tomatoes, you're going to peel them after they're done boiling, along with something else into a blender, and you blend it all up, and that's your sauce for the dumplings. So we'll see how that goes. Could be very interesting. This is a first for me. All 4 burners are going. All right, so the pot back here is boiling, so I'm gonna drop the peppers in. Just drop the tomatoes in. Sorry, this is probably giving y'all whiplash. Okay. And then it says to cover it and turn the heat. Sorry, I'm like not showing you anything. Cover it and turn the heat off. and let it sit for 3 minutes. That's the timer for my, okay, come on, my rice, which, probably needs a few more minutes. It hasn't quite absorbed all the stock yet, so I'm gonna give it just like 5 more minutes. My soup back here, I realized I had turned the wrong burner on, so it has like just started cooking, so it will need probably like 15 minutes or so. And here I've got 2 tiny little chili peppers that are dried and are getting toasted. So to toast them until they are brown. So working on all that. These are still steaming over here. They've kind of expanded, which is interesting. Okay, so I have the toasted peppers, the tomatoes, and the cilantro in here. I'm going to plug it in, blend it up. And then I'm going to get to work on the other dumplings. These are almost done. I have no idea how long on the soup. The rice is finished. All right, we've got some dip for our dumplings. Time for some fun facts about Bhutan. It's a really interesting country. Its nickname is Land of the Thunder Dragons because they have a lot of storms there. Its capital city has 0 traffic lights. They just have traffic cops wearing white gloves like you see in movies and stuff. Another fun thing about Bhutan is that, you can see my notes here, is that they don't keep track of people's birthdays. Everybody just turns a year older on New Year's Day. So really easy to keep track of people's birthdays and how old they are. Other interesting things about Bhutan, they did not allow tourists into their country until 1974. Also, it has the highest unclimbed peak in the entire world. The name is Gangkar Puensum, and it's to 24,840 feet. In fact, this peak is so sacred to them that they don't let any mountaineers in their country climb any peaks above 19,685. I guess they just don't want them getting close to the same height as the peak. I don't know. And then the thing that I really like about Bhutan, I think it's a super fun fact, is that they don't measure their economic well-being in GDP. They have gross national happiness as their measure of how their country's doing. They use sustainable development, environmental protection, cultural preservation, and good governance as their 4 pillars of gross national happiness. Okay, so I think that's left to do. This is still cooking. I'm going to stir it real quick. Once it is done, I think just like once everything in there is soft, it'll be done. So once this is done, I'll melt some cheese in there. So this still probably needs a few minutes, and I'm going to turn it up just a little bit. Okay, here I've got some oil on medium heat. So the way that Joyce always cooked her dumplings, she would pan fry them a little bit. So she would fry them in there, and then she turns it way low and lets it stay there for a minute or 2 until it kind of cools down. Then she adds a little water, covers them up, and steams them the rest of the way. So I'm going to put as many of these little dumplings in here as I can because I'm hungry. I'm going to turn this down way, way low. Give it a couple minutes. I think the soup is done, so I'm going to melt some American cheese in there. It seems so funny to me. I don't know why that's the way it is. But. Okay. So I think it's low enough now, so I'm just gonna very carefully add some water because oil and water don't really mix. I'm just gonna let these steam. Tonight's guest is Zach. We were gonna have other guests, but
life happens.
Yep, they couldn't make it. So we've got the Momos. Try a Momo. Oh, just right in there, huh?
Right in there.
All right. I should warn you, the sauce might be spicy. Was it spicy?
Not too bad.
Oh, good. Tried to make it just in the right amount.
For my baby mouth. It's good. And rice.
Bhutanese red rice. Is it good? It also says you can put it into soup. Does it taste different than normal rice?
Yeah, kind of does.
Huh.
Very unique tasting. Let's try it with the soup.
Alright, blow it. Oh no, did you just burn your whole mouth? How's the soup? Cool. Rundown of Bhutan. Everything was delicious. The soup, although it looked really weird, was really good. And it was even better when you added the red rice into it. The red rice was like pretty like chewy still, but it had a really good flavor, and the momos were amazing. I love a good dumpling. So I would suggest, if you're going to make anything from my list of Bhutanese recipes, definitely make the momos. If you'd like to follow my culinary journey around the world, go ahead and hit subscribe so you don't miss a thing.